I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go.
Hey guys, welcome back again for another video. Welcome back again to Dave's Dimension, the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme, and your home for tech, toys, and talk. I know it's been a while since I've done a regular video, so here we are. I actually scored this at a local Target. That's right, the northeast coast Targets are actually getting these finally. There was a whole mess, and instead of being like 60 some odd dollars or even, you know, 55, this is actually currently on sale at your local Targets, as long as they have them in stock, for $49.99. Now I did check the Target app, and the app was saying $54.99. Fortunately, I actually scanned it through one of the regular scanners. It was $49.99. I will take that for a figure and a vehicle. I think that's actually pretty decent considering what Hasbro is currently charging for a vehicle and figure pairing. This is Ghost Rider. This is Ketch. I think this is a must-have. I mean, from the pictures I've seen online, it looks sick. It looks insane. It looks deranged. And I don't have a Ghost Rider figure, ever. So this is my first Ghost Rider figure. So I had to pull the trigger on this. I actually picked up two. One for me and one for a friend that I'm going to be shipping out to. So, yeah, I kind of had to do this. I mean, of course, we get our 80th or 85 years celebrating Marvel branding on the box, of course. We get some pretty cool graphics right here, showing off, obviously, the gas tank. We get some speedometer decals right there. We get the fire effects, and what's really cool is they actually show us that not only do we get some flame effects that we can rest the bike on, but there's an additional fire effect, so if you want to make it look like the bike is doing a wheelie, we have that option. And of course, we got our usual write-ups that we get on here. When Ketch crosses paths with a cursed motorcycle, he is transformed into the spirit of vengeance, wielding supernatural powers as Ghost Rider. So yeah, this is I mean, this looks great. It looks awesome. I mean, I'm not an inbox collector, but I'm almost tempted that, I mean, this looks great in box, but we're gonna have to crack this open, guys. You know how we do it. I don't have a knife on me, so we're going to use a putty knife. There we go. So we are going to have some assembly. The front shield, handlebars, and I think these are the foot pedals we will have to put on there. So, what do you say we just jump right into this? Okay, so here we go. We got everything taken out of the packaging. Spare you guys from trying to watch me struggle with the plastic and the lovely noise of crumpling plastic. I really do like this flame effect that we gave right here. The whipping of the chain right there. That looks very cool. I definitely like how they did some transition with the color going from like a lighter orange to the darker orange right here. Here's that peg part that I told you will actually allow the bike to pop a wheelie. So there you go. It'll give you that that perfect balance right there. We could do that right there. That looks it looks cool. It definitely looks cool there. And it fits in there nice and snug. It's not, you know, it just sits right there. We got a nice, this is a rubber, it's a hard rubber right there. But it looks good, and I like how, again, they have the lighter coloring right at the wheel there, with the darker orange flaming out for the rest of the tire. And the tire just looks like one big massive flame. Yep. There you go, front and back, just like that. So, we are going to have to, I believe this is going to peg in right here. That just pegs in nice and simple. And then, of course, we have our... Let's take that off right now. Let's see here. We're going to... There we go. No, this won't do any steering, but it has the look of it right there. And like I showed you guys, we would have... Let's see if we can get the... You got the gauges right there. I don't know how well my camera's going to focus. But we have the gauges right there. And of course, our shield is just going to kind of... We got this groove right here. Got the opening right there. So it's just going to slide right on in. There you go. Now, I am tempted to do a little bit of weathering, a little bit of wear and tear, because what's great is they gave us some wear and tear molded in there. But I kind of want to take a little bit of some silver and do a little bit of maybe some dry brushing. Just hit a few spots, not everything, but a few spots. You know, I mean, I get that this is Ghost Rider's bike, but I think it would just kind of look cool if we did something like that. The bike itself looks badass with the flame effects going on here. Just to give you guys a horizontal view right there, it looks great. It really does. And I apologize, I don't have a side view in in addition to the top view. I've been having some issues with the webcams lately, so I do apologize. I'm using my older C922 right now, but hopefully we'll get that resolved soon in the future. Now, as far as the underside, we get a little bit of technical paneling right there. Not much. I do like the silver, or the molded silver here and here. I am tempted to... Because, I mean, you can kind of see the marbling of the plastic. I'm not a big fan of that. I am tempted to hit this with my own silver to try and make it pop a little bit more. So I am tempted to do that. Which, I mean, shouldn't be too hard. I mean, you might have to take 1 or 2 screws out of this, or try and do it by hand. You know, break out the old painter's tape and have at it. I'm just not a fan when I get that, that's how Marvel does it. Like, they do that with Thor's hammer, with Cap's shield and everything, where anything that's going to look metallic, they do a marble mold and just, produce it that way. It's just, I'm not a big fan of that myself. I'm almost, it's kind of a perfectionist in me, I want it to have a little bit more oomph. So... But, all in all, the bike looks very badass. So let's go ahead. I'm going to set this right here. Now let's take a look at Denny Ketch Ghost Rider. Now we don't have a civilian head. We only have the Ghost Rider head itself. And the jaw does move. We have jaw action here, where it can close, or we can have him open. And he looks badass. Now, the chain around him is loose. It's a soft rubber, actually. So, I mean, if this is something you wanted to remove, I guess you could. But he looks very awesome here. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus here. Try and get the camera to focus. I apologize, guys. Camera does not want to focus, but they did some weathering here, like a little bit of a brown or beige around the eyes of the skull. He looks really great. He really does. We get fire around his entire torso if you look at it right here. We get fire everywhere. He looks phenomenal. He really does. Now again, this is my first Ghost Rider, so I don't have anything to really compare him with. But he's got he's got all the functionality, all the posability you would expect out of a Marvel Legend. He does come with a... This almost looks like a motorcycle handle hand. And then we have a fist. So we do get an extra set of hands here. Now let's see, how well is he going to pose on the motorcycle? Let's see here. I mean, he does look very badass here. Again, I'm going to turn this sideways so you guys can kind of get a good look. Obviously, he's going to fall off the cycle, but you guys can see. I really do love the look of this. I guess I'm going to have to play around and see if I can get him to... Let's see. There we go. Play around with the other foot. There we go. Now we got both feet resting on the pegs. And then, of course, we got the whip going. He looks badass. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw a couple stills up so you guys can see just how awesome this looks. So there we are, guys. You just saw the stills I took very, very briefly with him. I'm going to be doing more stuff, but he looks fantastic. He's definitely very posable. This is a home run, definitely for Marvel. Now, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the marbling of the plastic, but that's part of the process. I get that. And I can definitely touch that up myself. Just like I said, I might do some weathering on the shield itself. Because like I said, the shield will, it's got its own gouges and indentations, either from motorcycle or from machine gun fire or just from collisions in general. But I think I just want to give it a little bit something extra, some kind of extra oomph, if you will. But this is definitely a solid grab. I mean, we have the fire effect that allows it to do the pop the wheelie. Like he's coming right at you. You can have his jaw open or closed. The detail on him, I mean, yes, this is a body that has been reused 1,000 times over, but they make it look good. They make it look fresh on Danny Ketch's Ghost Rider. He looks phenomenal. I love the flame effect, and this is definitely a home run. If you come across this in your local Target, or just anywhere in general, your local comic book shop, and you have the money in your pocket, I definitely highly recommend grabbing this, because this is probably one of the best pickups of the year when it comes to Marvel Legends. That is in my book. I'm very picky when it comes to stuff. I mean, I've been picking up a lot of the X-Men this year. Quite a few Spider-Man, obviously G.I. Joe Classifieds, but this one, this hits. This slaps like nobody's business. And stay tuned, because we have another semi-related video coming soon. So go ahead and check that out, guys. But guys, tell me what you think. If you picked up Ghost Rider, where would you mark him? Is he a figure of the year? Is he in the top 5? Is he someone you passed on? Or maybe you're not a Ghost Rider fan. Or if you did, What were your impressions of him? I want to know in the comment section below. Please let me know. And by the way, if you have any photos of Ghost Rider, I would love to see those. You can share them to me on my Instagram at Daves_Dimension, or you can always email me at davesdimension78@gmail.com. Now, I do love this flame effect for the front wheel, but something just hits and slaps with this being popping that wheelie. It just looks really, really badass and really awesome. And the first picture I was taking where he's kind of looking sideways, I think that's kind of badass. Like, he just looks really awesome. I mean, I'm almost tempted to think that maybe they could do a little bit more shading on the skull itself. But he looks awesome. He looks very badass. This is definitely a 9 out of 10, if not a 10 out of 10. It's probably, for me, this is probably going to be one of the figures of the year. It's definitely going to be one of the figures of the year of Marvel Legends. Without breaking like $100 price points, like going towards Mafex or Mondo or anything like that, I think if for a figure with a vehicle, I mean, this is a $25, $26 figure with a vehicle, and we got it for $50. I think that's a home run, especially with some of the price points that Hasbro's been doing lately. This is still a home run, and I definitely think this is in contention for figure of the year. Because of the bike, because of the accessories, because of what you're getting, and they definitely did a really good job. I'm sure there are some customizers that can take this up to the next level. I would really love to see some of the things that some of you customizers have been doing with this Ghost Rider figure. So please, I would love some tips and tricks on what we could potentially do to take this to the next level. So please let me know, guys. But guys, you know what I'm going to say. I say it every single time. Keep on busting. And I'm always going to catch you on the flip side. Take care, guys.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive, you know I'm about to go